it's only at a 7% update, like in the 20 minutes I've been in your chat. So
Oh, it's a big one.
yeah,
I hate that.
yeah. So I don't have my set up or anything. So like I might have like some audio, like my audio might sound weird if it does.
Yeah, it sounds a little underwater, but it's fine. We're glad to have you anyway.
Okay.
Also, a major congrats on your degree. I'm so proud of you. Can
Oh,
we
thank you, thank you.
a round of
Um,
applause?
I do want to say though that like in Canada we have like a diploma and a degree. What I ended up getting was a diploma.
Oops.
Because yeah,
I didn't know. I've never heard the difference. Interesting.
basically like what I ended up getting was like a law degree in its entirety would be like the ability to practice like any kind of wide variety of law, whereas the diploma that I got was so that I could specifically like focus in on like landlord issues, small claims, that kind of stuff.
Cool. That's like really
Yeah.
important right now, and I'm sure like informed by your politics.
Yeah, yeah, and it's because we have a lot of international students here that are like being deported essentially, right? Like they have oh, hold on. Yeah, they have issues where they came into this country under the promise that they would be given an education, that they would have an easier way to citizenship through their diploma status or their education, and they paid 5 times the amount of like what a university student pays.
Yeah, it's like full tuition,
And
right? Like they're not eligible for grants and subsidies. I mean, in America, that's the case.
yeah, and they pay 5 times the amount that a regular student pays anyway.
Hmm.
So like
Jeez.
you know they paid their money and they're living in like squalor basically because they all their money went into their into school. Like a lot of my classmates, their parents like sold their home for them to be able to come to Canada and like go to school. So um, that's where I want to step in. There are a lot of unfortunately there are a lot of slumlord situations going on here. There's like I've been in my friends' homes where like it was like 10 to 15 people like per basement. Like it's rough. It's rough out here, and like landlords take advantage of that a lot.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Fucking
I remember
leeches.
I was yeah. I remember I was doing a group project with somebody, and somebody told me like, "Hold on, man. Like, let me go to my room for some privacy." And like, this is sad, right? Like, when they turned on their camera, it was literally them in a closet. Like that was their room.
Wow.
Yeah, like just closed right above them, and a closet door beside them, and that's it.
Yeah, again, like it's we kind of imagine that there's like better like more humane policies in Canada, but like it's not like that.
It's like it's coded like it's coded in like a very accepting language, but like it's just nonsense. It's just entirely it's a lie. It,
Yeah.
you know, yeah,
It's for the capitalists.
uh,
Always is.
yeah. Like Chad already knows. It's the same colonial nonsense that like the U.S. has. Just maybe the U.S. Like words it a little rougher, but like Canada did the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Around here, a hallway or a closet goes for $500 a month. Yeah, I've seen people sleep on stairs, man.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So like that's where I wanted to come in, and explain to, and hopefully like defend people who are unable to defend themselves. I'll probably end up working in like a legal clinic or something, like those free legal aid clinics,
Hmm.
like, and hopefully be able to defend people from their landlords. I've heard like horror stories of like landlords literally threatening to quote unquote renovate their tenants while their tenants are inside. So that's like
Right.
literally like bulldozing the apartment around you.
Yeah.
Like that's what they.
Yeah, they can just say that like it's not an eviction because we are just planning a renovation, which they can do at any time.
Yeah, yeah, and like if you have any and the case that I was sitting in on, like I'm not going to name any names for like privacy reasons, but like the case that I was sitting in on, the tenant was like, no, like my contract goes till this time. I have the right to live here until that time. And the landlord's like, fine, then I'll just demolish the house while you're sleeping in it.
What the fuck?
I'm like, yeah, yeah. They
Jesus
like they
Christ.
wrote
Like,
it.
it just is so fucking heartless. Like, I can't imagine, like, being like that. And then, yeah, like, so many tenants don't even have the money to have representation.
Yeah, and the problem with that is not even that they don't have the evidence or that they don't have that they don't have the understanding of what's going on. It's that like courts and judges are very very like strict, and they do that to specifically keep people from self-representing
Yeah,
in
it's
the
like
sense
a
that like if you
fucking a maze. Like, it's so much to navigate.
it's like if you don't send this piece of evidence in 5 days in advance, if you don't present this at the right time in court, like it's nonsense, right? Like the guy that I was trying to help, right? Like he had all of his information, but just because he presented it at the wrong time, he got on the judge's bad side. Like,
Jesus.
but it's like the truth of it is still there. There's like a text chain that literally states like, look, my landlord is literally threatening to like cave my house around me while I'm sleeping in it.
Yeah.
Like it's there, and just because he didn't follow due process, like the judge got mad at him. It was messed up, man. So like, I'm hoping that I can turn the tide a little bit on that. Join the legal clinic, help as many people as I can, that kind of stuff. So that's where
Yeah.
I've been.
It's really
Sorry
amazing
for being
work.
long. Sorry for being long-winded like that.
No, I wanted you to elaborate, and like get into it. It's really interesting, and also like, yeah, I'm proud of you. It's really important, and like maybe like thankless work. Kind of. It's You're dealing with people in the worst moment in their life, and like
Yeah,
even though you're trying to help them, like that's like it can be hard to navigate.
yeah, yeah. Like they're unfortunately, and that's something like myself as a representative, I have to understand that is that like when somebody gets angry in my office, well, if I ever have one, but like if somebody ever gets angry, like where I am or whatever, right, when they're talking to me, like it's not about me, you
Yeah,
know.
it's founded for sure. Um,
So that was one of the biggest things that people made that like the course made sure that I knew was that I did not take it personally because like a lot of the people that when they started with us, when they started in my class, when people would when we do exercises, right, where like a fake client would like show them a hard time or whatever, they would like back out and get angry or start crying, and it's just like, okay, well, you know, I'm sorry that that's happening, but like you can't be mad at other people for that. You can't be
mhm.
mad at people who are suffering for that.
Yeah, it's like a really emotional place to be. Like, it being housing insecure is like obviously stressful as fuck. Like, people are gonna deal with that in a variety of ways. Some of them might be like look like lashing out.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like Gio says, no dishwasher, oven, microwave. That's like 85 laws that your landlord is breaking right there. Like, yeah,
Jesus.
no reason to move, and now homelessness is illegal in Florida. Yeah, no, like it's rough.
Mm.
And unfortunately, there are, and I, and on legal aid side, it's also very hard because like very often representatives at legal aid offices they make minimum wage, like at best. So it's like it's hard for them to like pay their own rent.
Right.
So like we need to just advocate for people to be paid better, just in general. Like,
Living wages. Yeah. At the least.
but yeah, but landlord can be greasy, so it's still problematic. Yeah, no, exactly, Fabuli. And like part of it as well is that landlords take advantage of the fact that tenants don't know the law, right?
Hmm.
Like for real, like tenants don't have access to the law, especially new tenants where I come from. They have their English is their second language, maybe even their third language. So it's like landlords take advantage of that. They really do.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like Fabiola, you're saying, like 3 months to move out is 3 months compensation really is still nothing because by the time, say your landlord evicts you at 9 months in and you have 3 months left, two of those months that you got is going to go straight into another place to rent, right? Because you pay the first month and you pay the last month or whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's when you start paying, and that's when you start, and then the next month you'll pay another whatever the amount of money is. So within 2 months, you've actually lost 3 months worth of rent, and rent here in Toronto is bananas. Like it's like close to $3,000 maybe a month.
Yeah, I never understood how people did that. Like sometimes it's first, last, and a deposit. Like, fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah. So actually, here in Canada, it's technically illegal to charge first and last month. But again, which landlord follows the law, right? Like
Yeah.
it's so
It's the
so
same
standard, and it's
with employment, right? Like the employers bet on you not knowing your labor rights.
yeah, 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 exactly. And like so, landlords very much rely on the fact that you. And it's nobody's fault, right? But like landlords do rely on the fact that people don't have the time or the legal resources to like dig through like residential tenancy laws and stuff.
Mhm.
They very much take advantage of that. Because look, they got a nice lawyer, who can maneuver all that for them. We don't.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah, they got a team of
so
lawyers like on deck half the time. It's fucked.
yeah, like especially those large corporate landlords, man. They're ooh, yeah.
Uh,
So that's in part like what I've been learning and like how to advocate for people who are going through these types of issues. There's like all kinds of like really strange laws in Canada actually, like when it comes to like tenancy and landlording. Like it's actually illegal to make more money on your property than your landlord does. Like
what?
so like yeah,
The fuck?
it's so stupid because like so like let's say like you have a you're renting out like an apartment or whatever, right? And you're like, look, man, like if the landlord's gonna do this to me, I'm gonna start like I don't know an Airbnb like in this condo or whatever. Like let's just say you shouldn't do it, right? But like you will actually face more legal consequences for that than like your landlord will ever face for anything they do to you.
So dumb.
Partner went, yeah, partner went to a protest yesterday. Nearby landlord broke sewer pipe during reconstruction and charging the tenants for it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's messed up.
What the fuck?
I'm telling my mom kicked because I had no legal that backup, and they knew. At least they didn't care enough or whatever. Yeah, yeah. And also, one thing that landlords love to do, and that I've seen them do over and over, is they love to break contracts. Like they love to break contracts when they buy a new home because they're like now they got to offset, the other home too, with your money,
Mm.
right? Like so, a lot of the cases that I defended were like landlords like all of a sudden, including hydro and internet, like when internet was free and charging for parking and stuff like that, but none of that was in the contract. And then like later on, you just find out like in the landlord's pleadings, it's because like they got a new home and they have to offset that mortgage too. Like
Yeah, it's like
they
just
got a
a
second
fucking
home.
investment vehicle. Like that's it. It's just capital to them, and that's why you need
Yeah,
like tenants unions.
yeah. That's why you need tenants unions, and I think you need tenants unions who have like like direct access to a free legal aid clinic, like the one I hopefully I can be at soon.
Yeah. Good luck.
A lot of people won't speak out because they don't want to get on a list or be evicted. There are local landlords who, well, fabulous. It's not even like local landlords. There's like an actual government list of like bad tenants. Like it's not something that that is readily available, but it's there.
Jeez. Yeah, I know it like affects our credit score here. I don't know how exactly that works. They just report you suck and I don't know.
Yeah. So like here, yeah, credit score is one thing for sure. They're allowed to ask you where you work and where you make your money. And that's one thing they're allowed to discriminate against. It's the type of work that you do. Hey, welcome in New World. The type of work that you do and how much it makes. Like they're allowed to discriminate.
Mhm.
It's bullshit, but like they're allowed to discriminate against that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Which is
and yeah,
obviously
no, like
hard if your work isn't legal, like sex work, for instance.
which by the way, please always support sex work and always support sex workers' rights and their ability to self determine and be safe at their work sites. You
Yes, 100%.
know? Yeah, and so yeah, like it's really
Florida has same
uh
day eviction. I didn't know that. What? I didn't. Same day.
go
How?
directly to jail.
Jesus Christ.
To be fair, I think like well, sorry, I'm wording that wrong. I'm pretty sure like Florida just sounds like it wants to send everybody to jail anyway. Like
Yeah,
that's for Florida.
that's kind of the vibe. Just incarcerate everyone.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Fabuli, there actually is like a government list of like bad tenants and whatever. Like when landlords like fill out applications or whatever, they actually they actually can call in. I can't remember what board it is or something. But like they actually can call in and like get a record of you and like all the like if other landlords have left like a bad message or something about you or bad reference. Like it's not good.
It's so fucked up.
Like I've seen cases where landlords only pick tenants out of a pool of good tenants that some administrative body provides them here. But yeah, it's not good. It's not good at all.
It's so like Big Brother-esque, just like always watching you at home, at work, on the street. Like that's
Yeah.
fucked.
Curious about disability rights and tenant rights in Ontario. Essentially, they're not allowed to discriminate against you for your disability, and they're not allowed to and they're not allowed to say like, hey, well, here people get like Ontario Works or disability support pension. So like they're not allowed to say openly say, hey, like look, we can't accept you because because you're disabled. But look, we know people are bigoted, right? Like,
Yeah, they'll find a
eh,
way.
they'll find
R-
some other excuse.
Like
They'll say
redlining
something
never
like,
stopped at all.
yeah, like they'll find something else. They'll say like, oh, you don't make enough money or blah 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 blah. Like I don't like your renting record. Um, they don't even really have to give you a reason really for like turning you down. Like it's just messed up.
Yeah.
Evicted him because he had a service animal. Well, if I believe like that could actually have gone to like that could have gone to that could have gone to the landlord and tenant board because like actually for pets now it's a different thing. For pets they are not allowed to reject you at all. So like if they put it down on your paper or whatever that like you sign and say like look I don't I'm not going to be bringing a pet in. You're still very much allowed to bring your pet in. They have no say in that. So no matter what they put on paper in regards to your pet, it's not legal, and you can bring in your service dog or cat
Mhm.
or snake.
Yeah.
You know,
Isn't a service animal just protected across the board?
Yeah, no, but just all animals, like in general, when it comes to renting.
Mm.
Like in Canada, there's nowhere on any form on any law that says that like a landlord can bar you from like being in this place for having the cat. You know.
That's
So
actually
yeah,
kind of
like
cool.
technically, like
Not that
yeah,
they're
like
following, but
yeah. So like technically on the form, you can say like, look, I'm not going to bring my cat in, and then the next day you can very much bring your cat in, and they can't do shit. And I guess that's probably why Fabuli's friend is fighting it in court because they have a case. So
yeah.
landlords hate aquariums and waterbeds. Yeah. Hey, welcome in, Frank. How are you doing, my friend? Yeah, my PC still has not fixed itself, so still waiting.
Damn. So speaking of law and legislation, isn't it election eve or election day soon? Something?
Yeah, tomorrow. Tomorrow,
Yeah.
actually.
How's that looking?
Look, man. I'm, it's like I don't know. It's like picking between poison and like poison squared. You know.
Yeah. Just
I don't know, man.
levels.
All I gotta say is if I genuinely could endorse Tahini Baba Ganoush, I would. Okay, like I got nothing.
Man.
This is like it's just like the difference between like I don't know, like putting the way I see it is like conservatives will put you in a hole, and like liberals are just like are just digging through the dirt right now. You know, like one way or another. Like, look, that's where we're at.
Hmm.
And like, and the problem is also like a lot of people, well, further left leaning people do vote for the New Democrat Party, but like they've kind of dropped the ball, and we don't even know if they're gonna have like a party status by tomorrow.
Oh.
So
Oh no.
yeah,
What happened? How do
I'm
you?
not even sure. I think it's just like very off color like messaging. I think um, because we don't know where they stand on very much of anything.
Hmm.
They kind of like waffled a lot because like for a while, you know, they kicked out people who supported Palestine from their leadership, right? They welcome in Japan.
Yeah.
NDP has been running as liberal, like yeah, but like even the NDP, right? Like they kicked out like pro-Palestinian people who like who were in their leadership for standing up for Palestine and just showing up and like wearing like a keffiyeh to to work. So it's like okay, NDP voters, thank you, Ninja Can. Yeah, NDP voters, well, their base anyway, whatever they think their base is, support Palestine, right? So it's like, well, okay, like now we see you turn your back on the genocide to join liberals. It's like, okay, then like, what do we do?
Fuck.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like
That's shitty.
gradually, as supporting Palestine has become more mainstream, right? Like thankfully, right? Then like Jagmeet has kind of like dipped his toe back into it and started saying like free Palestine, but we're like, yeah, we're a year in, bro.
You're a
You know what I
little
mean?
late. Yeah. Goddamn. Now that it's all kosher
And
and
then,
like you can get away with it.
and then yeah, and then there was another thing that like I think set their base even further back was for a long time. Jagmeet was actually touring with a sex worker, um, and the issue was he didn't support her, right? He basically he threw her out on her ass basically once once news got out that she was a sex worker and that started to spread. So instead of like defending her and being like, look, like this is my stance, I'm always going to protect people from like who are vulnerable. he kicked her off the tour bus. Like he didn't even give her a ride home.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
That's real fucked. I didn't hear about that one.
yeah. No, like he just like he was like gone. You know, he didn't support her. He deleted all mentions of her. Pretended like she never even worked on the campaign with him. Nothing. I was just like, okay, well, then you're just an opportunistic fuck, you know. Hey,
Yeah, and just concerned about your image, like very much like PR move, like you thought that would be good. And you thought we would like that.
yeah, because he was getting like a little bit of pushback from conservatives, right? Like assholes. He was like, okay, he was like, oh, all right, then I'll just put this sex worker out on her ass and let her be harassed by them without providing any cover for her.
Jeez.
Yeah, there it is, Fabulous. Yeah, yeah. Like that's the link. If
Thanks.
anybody wants to look. Yeah, she was she was entirely she was entirely mistreated, and I think
Wait,
whatever
what was the
listener
Holocaust video? What?
what
Apparently she did like a disrespectful Holocaust video. I can't imagine
I'm thinking it's
that's
probably like pro-Palestinian.
yeah, that's what I imagine. That well, I don't know the National Post, but
My under From what I remember of it, I think it was just her saying that like Palestinians are going through their own Holocaust is like the way I understood it. So,
interesting.
yeah, so she was just essentially equating what Zionists have said to what Hitler has said.
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
this,
accurate.
it's not far off.
There's a
Yeah,
lot of parallels.
yeah. And then I think like Jugmeat just threw her out. Like when that came out, and I think at the same time when it started pass like it started getting around that like he was on a tour, she got kicked out for being anti-Semitic. Yeah, but I assumed like I'm assuming again that like her being a sex worker is probably was a part of it as well, right? Like
Yeah,
because at the same time that this happened, conservatives were raining down on her for also being a sex worker and him for
yeah, I'm
being like on the
sure.
tour.
I can't imagine the
It was one of the
harassment. Like, fuck.
yeah, yeah. And so yeah, he essentially just tossed her out. And again, you know, it still goes back to the point of like Jagmeet still dipping his toe into like supporting Palestinian people. Like he's not there for it.
Just half-hearted. Yeah.
Half-hearted and following behind like the most liberal take basically. It's rough because like these dry ass old man parties think it makes them less electable because they are prudes and drift into right wing view on things. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, just puritanical shit. And yeah, like catering to that gets you what? As your the supposed like what? Like Sock Dem party or how do they align really?
yeah. I think that's about right. Yeah. Soft dem is probably how they would identify them. Yeah, they would identify as not elected. Yeah. But
Yeah. Goddamn.
yeah, no, like they would identify as soft dem. I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you know, we don't have much of an option here in Canada. We, um,
It sucks.
I don't know. Yeah, like so that's why like I was telling you, it's just essentially just pain when it comes to voting.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
it's like being dragged and kicking and screaming.
Yeah, I feel that. Um, cause Carney is also shit, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah. He's like a huge capitalist banker type.
mhm. Bep is a
Yeah,
conk.
yeah. Oh, yeah. So it's like I think a lot of Canadians are going to turn out to vote, right? But I don't think we're going to be happy about it. Like,
Mhm.
is the idea? We're just going to be like, oh man, like this is, you know, we're just doing this because of like the global shift in like in terms of like Trump's tariffs and
Hmm.
keeping a worse fascist out, I guess.
Yeah.
You know,
So you
but it's
think
like,
Carney will win?
it's like 50-50.
Mm.
Like it could go either way right now. Um, at least that's what all the trades are saying. They're saying
I haven't
it
kept
really
up.
could go either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could really go either way. But I'm hoping that like Ontario and Fabulia or Ninja Can, correct me if I'm wrong here because I may not know all of this, right? But like Ontario is becoming more and more like immigrant and like more POC, and I'm willing to hope that like they vote like more left leaning, right? I think Ontario has voted left leaning in federal elections for a long time, and I also think that it's actually just Ontario that pretty much calls the entire election countrywide. So unless I'm wrong, like I could be wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know much, but there's a few Canadians. Ninja Can is another one, I think.
yeah.
Um, yeah, feel
There are
free
a lot
to.
of right wing. That's true too. That's true too. Like I often very much say that like a lot of immigrants, and well, not all, right? But like I'm saying that a lot of immigrants would actually vote like right wing if like the right wing wasn't so fucking racist to them. You know,
Hmm.
like
Yeah, the anti-immigrant stuff is pretty heinous.
yeah, and like I don't mean that to be like an insult to like immigrants and stuff, but like a lot of older immigrants when they come in, they're very like deeply religious and everything.
Hmm.
Everything you would think that a right wing person is, but then like right wingers like just openly say Nazi shit about them, so they're like, okay, then
Then
got to
what?
vote for the other guy.
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
yeah.
Ford wins a third term. I think it's because like people just don't turn out for provincial elections. I think like honestly, the voter turnout for the provincial elections was a huge problem, in my opinion. Am I right? In the conservative candidate is Arab Lebanese but pro-Israel. Yeah,
Man,
man. Some people.
I don't get it.
I think the whole strategic voting thing in Canada is totally bullshit because we have a parliamentary system. People should be more free to just vote for the best candidate. Yeah, no, 100%. I agree because we often end up with minority rule. People should just vote for the best candidate in the area. The prime minister is much more restricted in what they are able to do compared. Yeah, no, like you're right, Ninja Can. And that was the thing. Like one of the reasons why Trudeau got into power at first, like in 2015, was because he promised to change electoral politics. Right? He promised to remove the first past the post system that we have here. And as soon as he got in, because of that, he was just like, "Oh well, actually, no, never mind, guys. Like it's perfect the way it is. We're good." Like
God damn
that was it. Like his
it.
whole campaign promise was like promising to like change elections and make it more fair, make it this, that, and the third. And then like he got in because of that system. And then he was just like, okay, you know what, like we're cool. You know, like they know actually this is great. Like
Classic.
that was basically his vibe.
Yeah, just typical, just a heel shift, turn to the other side because why not?
Yeah. If there is to be voting at all, make it required, make it a day off, and give everyone democracy sausage. Free ponies too, while we're at it. Um, everybody deserves a free pony, and that's my party.
Yes.
You know, we're the FPP, the Free Pony Party.
Yeah, I'm trying to bring it down to America too. Pony Party, international.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll be like the SFPP, which is like the Socialist Free Party pony.
Hell yeah.
Free Pony Party, yeah. So Fabuli, you vote for me, you get a free pony. I'm just saying.
I really miss horse riding, so I'm actually sold.
Ninja Can, you vote for me, you get a free pony. You get socialism and ponies. Like, can't be better than that, right?
That's a pretty big W.
But yeah, no, like I'd vote then Nabil Tahini Baba Ganoush ticket. Like so he's like my vice president or something. Like I don't know, my second in chief, my second in command. But yeah, no, like Canadian like electoral politics like in the last 10 years is like interesting in the way that like it did not change.
Mhm.
Like all the promises that it would change every single election and it just never happened. And people keep falling for it. Vote Nabil 2025. Yeah.
Just
Socialism is
one
one free
more.
unicorn, right? Like why
Just
not?
one more ballot, one more election. I swear, bro.
Yeah. We'll do it this time, you know?
Hmm.
We'll protect indigenous people this time.
Yeah,
You know?
surely.
We'll we'll lead the searches for them this time for missing and murdered indigenous people, you know.
Hmm.
And they just never do because like when they get like, oh it's sorry, actually red tape. Can't help you. Too much red tape.
Oh yeah, that costs money. I found out. So shit.
Okay, you met the candidate at an event held by the Palestine Solidarity Group. That's great. Yeah, yeah. And seemed very receptive and willing to work with local groups. That's awesome. Yeah. Uh,
It's good.
Unfortunately, I don't think I even know where our NDP candidate, like in Ontario, stands on Palestine. I don't think they've even spoken about it. To be honest with you, I don't think they've said much.
Goddamn. It's
Yeah.
wild to me that you can just not like, especially as a left party, just not mention it. Just at all.
You know what? You know what upsets me though? Like the pandering is what gets me.
Mm,
Like they won't support Palestine, but they'll come to a mosque in a hijab and like talk to you like you're an idiot.
yeah.
You know, like I remember, I can't remember no Bonnie Crombie, like the Ontario candidate. I think she was a Liberal Ontario candidate, and yeah, she like refused to speak up about Palestine. About Palestine, she's gone to Israel dinners, you know, spoken up in favor of Zionism. But then she comes to a mosque and then she puts on a hijab, right? And she says, you know, Assalamu alaikum, you know, my brothers and sisters. I'm like, bro, who's your brother? Like, who's your sister? Dog? Like,
Mm, hmm.
we don't know you.
Yeah, who are you?
So
She doesn't
like,
even go here.
yeah, exactly. Like, brother, sister, like we're not siblings.
Mhm.
You know, like that's actually reserved for like people who actually give a shit.
Yeah.
And so like, yeah, people started asking her questions about Palestine and like whether she would support Palestine, and she was just like, next question, and it didn't go anywhere. Never thought I'd be a one
Embarrassing.
issue.
Like, you should be embarrassed to, like, you. How do you even have the balls to do that? Like, that's wild. Like, you're shameless. You have no shame and no conscience, perhaps.
Yeah, yeah. So like, it's yeah. She ended up getting chased out the mosque basically, and
Yeah.
so did Trudeau.
Good.
Like he tried going to like a famous Toronto mosque to like gather their votes. I think in like 2024, and he couldn't even make it inside because like people were pissed off. Like
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he didn't even go inside. He
Yeah.
thought he would go in and speak, but like people were protesting and people were upset and like yeah.
Yeah. Fuck you, dude. We don't want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah. But yeah, like that's the kind of thing that like they do all the time because like they realize that especially in my area like what counts for a lot is like the POC vote because like a lot of people of color are immigrating to Ontario, but like very specifically the Greater Toronto area. So they're trying in the worst ways to like you know I don't know how to say they're trying in the worst ways to like get our votes, and it's just like it's so transparent and it's just, yeah
Hmm.
you know like we would believe Trudeau. Well, not even gonna say that, but like we'd be closer to believing Trudeau if like the night before, you know, going to a mosque, he didn't say like, "Yo, I'm a true and proud Zionist," you know, like,
Hmm.
okay, then clearly not.
Right.
That clearly you don't care about the people inside that mosque. So
Yeah, you're just
I don't
pandering
know.
to do damage control at this point.
Yeah, yeah, and a lot of people feel that Jagmeet Singh as well. He has hitched his wagon to Trudeau a lot.
Mm.
Like for a long time, he's. I think the NDP lost a lot of people because Jagmeet and his party ended up becoming exactly like the Liberals. So people were just like, okay, then why am I voting for you? Like, why just go vote for the other guy? Like, I guess he's more popular, right? Like his
Hmm.
party anyway. So it's like, why am I even voting for you if you're exactly like him? I'm just gonna move to the other guy.
Yeah, it's
Like,
like,
I don't know.
why bother? It's the same shit. Um,
Yeah, like Jagmeet's like thing is that he's super proud that like he got people like free dental care, but like that was 2.5 years ago. You know,
it's also
it's
not
like okay,
like
then
really free, right? Like it doesn't cover everyone.
yeah, not entirely, no, but like it has like asterisks next to it.
Yeah.
People need to vote this time around to make sure PP does not win. Yeah, yeah, but I'm just saying we don't have good options. But do what you can with what you have, I guess.
Hmm.
And the liberal voters are racist, so they're just going to vote liberal instead. Yeah, no, like exactly, exactly. The only good thing about Canadian politics is that like the People's Party of Canada like was essentially crushed, and like the Party of Canada was a party that actually like made it to the debate stage, but they were they were essentially neo Nazis, like,
Shit.
and they somehow made yeah, and they somehow made it to the debate stage, like public, like with the liberals, conservatives, the Bloc Québécois, and everything.
What the
But
fuck?
yeah, they ended up yeah they ended up like losing support. And like recently I saw a video of one of their gatherings, and it was just one guy like dancing by himself. So he like
That's
whatever,
good.
man.
I mean, it's probably not great that PP has any support at all, but at least the neo-Nazi party is not popular.
The People's Party of Canada was actually run by a white supremacist named Maxime Bernier.
Damn.
Yeah, and,
I think I've heard that
yeah, but he was
actually.
like he was very like PP aligned. Like he was a conservative for a long time, and they kicked him out for being too extreme. And then a few years later, they welcomed him back in because now their party matches his. And then he separated again.
Damn.
If it
Wow.
isn't maybe 225 Esquire, yo, welcome in, Felipe.
Hi, Felipe.
That video gave me life, right? They didn't even let the Green Party debate this year. Yeah, I think like Green Party do they even have a seat yet anymore? Yeah, yeah. Commentary from a social media account, and while he denies posting it himself, I do not recall him firing anyone for covering that crowd. Yeah, yeah,
How do they
yeah.
get to the debate stage? How does that process work? Do you know?
I think honestly, like Chuck could probably tell you better. I think they have to like at least hold a few seats. I think it's like five, maybe,
Hmm.
because like the NDP is very, very close to actually losing all their seats, and they're sitting at 7 right now.
Oh shit. Uh-oh.
Yeah, they're sitting at like the if the election, well, the election is literally running tomorrow. They're sitting at like if we were to run the elections, I guess right now, like people are estimating that they get 7 seats, which is like borderline losing party status. So that's what they're worried about. Doesn't the Kitchener guy still have a seat? I have no idea who they are. Yeah, they didn't qualify. Wait, the NDP didn't qualify for the debate? No, they did, right? Yeah. But yeah, no, like now when it's too late, Jagmeet Singh is like throwing everything at the wall. Oh, the Green Party, yeah. He had like 10 years to call out anything, to say something vaguely leftist, and he finally called like he said like Justin Trudeau is acting like Justin Trudeau and PP are acting like monarchists or something.
Oh,
Like yeah, they're acting like the royal family or something like that. And I'm like, yeah, like you're about 11 years late to that train, buddy. Like
yeah.
I
I
don't know what to
mean,
tell you.
that's not news, really, is it? Hey, I think this is kind
Like,
of an unjust hierarchy, sort of elitist in a way. I think they're like kind of
yeah,
aligned in their class interests. Damn.
yeah,
Wow. Thank you.
that's some wild shit. So
No way.
it's like, yeah, like the NDP honestly has become the party of like too little, too late. Is kind of what it's at now. It could have
Yeah.
supported Palestine in 2023. You know,
I feel it's the same way about
it,
like Bernie and AOC. This is maybe a little more contentious, but I do think they are kind of just serving to blunt any actually revolutionary uh potential and class consciousness that we are raising.
yeah, because like even look again. Correct me if I'm wrong here, because like I've been keeping my head out of the news, but like Bernie is kind of like he's kind of giving a bit of a free pass to like Israel, the way I understand it, because like he's
Yep.
kind of only really calling out Netanyahu and the government, and like not the whole system in and of
Yeah.
itself,
No, he still
right? Like that's
says regularly in his destroy the oligarchy speeches, he says repeatedly Israel has the right to defend itself from terrorism. Still, like to this day. Which is he is a Zionist. He is a liberal Zionist.
yeah. Just maybe he would consider himself having like socialist aesthetics, but like it's just yeah, I
Hmm.
don't think so.
Yeah, he literally
Yeah,
went and learned in a kibbutz when he was younger.
yeah, and like sometimes I see people like look, I'm not gonna yell at somebody for supporting Bernie or whatever. Like, look, it's a messed up system, and if he's as far left as the American system currently goes, like, look, I'm not gonna be mad at people who feel the need to support him to like I don't know
Yeah.
least bad options, right?
I've just
But like,
ask a little more. Like, I made a video where a bunch of people were removed by the police for flying a pro-Palestine flag behind him. So it was like in the video frame, and I think that's probably the main reason. I don't know. Who knows who's getting thrown out just for throwing flying a flag. But regardless, my thing is like he could have stopped it. It's his rally. Like he could have said, "Don't remove them, let them stay," or whatever, anything.
no, 100%. And like, oh man, I lost track of what I was gonna say, but like, there are people like still to this day going like, come on, Bernie, like, don't mess up like this. You're gonna destroy your legacy. I'm like, bro, he destroyed it a long time ago. Like,
Hmm.
he torched that shit.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
You know, like he torched it when like it took him like a year to like even admit to there being a genocide in Palestine, and
Hmm.
even then he does it with like an asterisk.
Yep.
You know, like
100%.
yeah,
Like
like
he barely
you,
tried to stop the shipments at all. Like he was the only one along with like the squad, I guess, trying to put forward bills to stop any shipments. But it was only like the 2,000 pound bomb shit.
Cardi B would be a better person to represent us than him. Like I mean that genuinely, okay? Like uh she spoke to Bernie one time and like pretty much like right after she put out like an Instagram live like saying like support the children in Palestine unconditionally, etc. And that was great. And then like as Bernie started like unraveling, she openly admitted that like she'll never speak to Bernie again because he's not left enough. Like I'm like okay, like
Whoa. Well,
oh
what
shit,
happened? Damn.
wait what? And I'm like oh what? All right.
Huh. Curious.
She was,
What? I wonder
yeah,
what
she was like
changed. Did he get more left?
yeah. Well, no, she said something like oh like he betrayed the values that like she thought he believed in, and they and yeah, she fucked off basically. She stopped endorsing him.
Hmm. Wow.
Oh, okay. Like, damn, okay. Oh, you look. And like, yeah, like, so the people who are on board with him, like, are turning away. They're like, look, I the way I've seen it is like, look, like my entire life, I've accepted halfway politics just to survive. Like I'm sure you've done the same too, Lainey.
Mhm.
Like I've accepted, like you're just forced to because like we live in a white supremacist society, and like you know whatever you can get in a little bit is like, and it keeps you alive is good enough. But like I'm tired of that.
Right.
like
I'm so tired.
I really like I really am. Like I'm seeing my friends get deported for like nothing.
Mhm.
You know, like just for the crime of wanting to come to Canada to get a good education and get a degree or something. Like, and the liberals are standing by while it happens. The leftists are, well, not the leftists, but like the NDP is standing by while it happens. Conservatives are cheering it on. So it's like, okay, then like, who likes me? You know?
Mhm. Yeah, literally,
so like,
what do we do? Because it's none of these guys. Like, God, like fucking Cory Booker, is, huge Zionist and like refuses to mention Palestine at all in all of these, like, his fucking filibuster
Turn
show.
back, heedless
Um,
travelers.
JD,
History is no place for the living anymore.
thank you for the raid. Hope you had a good stream. We're just chatting with Nabil. Um, I forgot what I was talking about.
events, and I'm like, wait, what? like, wait a minute.
What?
Welcome in, JD. How are you doing? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to insult your name like that.
Yeah, no, it's literally JD Vance. Yep. Streaming on Twitch. How did it go?
How
Yeah,
much?
I saw. Yo, good job.
Wait, let's get it,
Hell yeah.
JD.
Um, I
Yeah.
forgot what I was talking about entirely.
We were on the Bernie hate train.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like just to continue it, like look, it's
Oh, I was talking about Cory Booker and his goddamn. He's doing another thing today where he's like hosting like speeches outside of the fucking the steps of Congress or something. But again, like he refuses to bring up like Mahmoud Khalil. Still, like hasn't mentioned him in any of this. Like,
yeah.
or anyone else since.
I'm just thinking here, like, bro, like, how do you do a 24-hour filibuster and not say a word? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you're
Like,
trying.
was it 24 or like longer? Do you know?
I think it was a little over 24 or something.
So he was just talking the entire time, like, how, man,
Just yapping about everything else.
everything but Palestine and Mahmoud Khalil.
Yeah, and like fucking deportations of people who should have had due process.
Yeah. oh my god. Yeah.
It's really like again, like I've been saying this too, like Bernie and AOC should be doing their jobs. They should be in Congress and the Senate to do job
Yeah.
of obstruction of the injustice being done that you should be doing. And I mean, I'm not saying you can't do your job and go to rallies, but like why are you rallying right now for what? Like I'm still not entirely clear. Like how is the oligarchy being stopped?
Yeah. Like, I still don't understand it because, like, kind of seems to me like they're just going on a tour,
Yeah.
you
Yeah, it's
know?
just fundraising for AOC. So she can run in 28, I guess.
Yeah. Like I don't understand it because yeah, to me it's just like a concert tour at this point. Like that's what it feels like.
Mhm. Yeah. And like it's just speaking to your own base. I don't think there's a lot of like Trump supporters that are coming out to hear Bernie in the year of our Lord 2025. Because it's
Yeah, no, like
also
I
it's the same script as 2016. It hasn't changed a lot.
yeah, no, and like it's just very out of touch elitist liberalism, I think.
Hmm.
Um, and it's very it's not involved with anything what the people want. I would say the closest like to me, like I think Rashida Tlaib has been a pretty good advocate.
Hmm.
So is Ilhan Omar, but like
Yeah.
but they're not getting center stage. They're not like Bernie's not bringing them anywhere. You
Right.
know,
Curious.
AOC is not really associated with them anymore. Like yeah, curious,
Yeah. Um,
curious that the Palestinian woman, like gets no play, huh, Bernie?
yeah, it seems like you would want I don't know, maybe he did ask and she was like, "No, fuck you." Who knows?
Yeah, but
Uh,
then like at least I don't know, like a decent person would like internalize that and be like, okay, look, like why doesn't this person like me? If that happens.
yeah, do some
Why doesn't
reflection.
yeah,
Imagine.
and then like yeah, like for him to say again your words, like in the year of our Lord 2025, that Israel has the right to defend itself, like that's tone
Yeah.
deaf as shit.
It just doesn't too. Like it doesn't. Like occupying apartheid states don't have the right to defend themselves.
It's like does destroying pretty much all of Palestine look like defending yourself?
Right.
Like kids throwing tanks at rockets, getting blasted out of the sky, like really? Like oh yeah.
Yeah, especially from terrorism like
Yeah,
yeah, like resistance is not terrorism. The terrorism is the occupation.
yeah, and like a lot of the kids in my school, right? I'm noticing it now, but like a lot of people, kind of I don't know, I don't want to say this, but like a lot of people think that like Gen Z isn't aware, or like younger people are not aware. But like a lot of the kids in my school like support Palestine.
Mhm.
Like people, it's not uncommon to see like a Palestinian hoodie. Like the school is majority Sikh, by the way, but like it's not uncommon for people to wear pre-Palestine hoodies, to wear kafirs, to hold protests like outside my school. Like
Yeah.
so, like I don't know, I kind of feel proud of the people that I came up with, that I graduated with. Um, we at Sheridan we managed to divest all of where they buy their food from, like my school. So we managed to get the school's leadership and their vendors to buy food from indigenous sources and indigenous companies.
Yo, that's
So
awesome.
like that, yeah, that was like one thing that like we heavily like protested and we did a lot of signatures. We canvassed for that, and we ended up getting it.
Fuck yeah.
I only saw instant support grow. Yeah, exactly, exactly, Gio. And it's like yeah, so that was one small thing. Like even though our school is shutting down now, that was one small thing that we managed to achieve for the school was that we managed to get them to stop buying food from like places that support Zionists or whatever,
Hmm.
and buy them from like local indigenous people and buy food from local like indigenous companies and sources. So that's
Yeah,
one
that's
thing that we got
amazing.
done.
And it's also just, much better for the planet to do it that way.
Yeah, and we also managed to secure free gender affirming care for all students.
Hell yeah.
So so that includes surgeries, therapy, um, you know, anything you can think of. We managed to secure it as part of the insurance plan.
That's so good.
So that's two things we managed to
Fuck
do.
yeah. Massive
Yeah,
W's.
yeah. Like we printed T-shirts. We did little signatures. We bothered the shit out of teachers. The dean. But yeah,
That's what it's about. Just being really
yeah.
annoying until it works.
So like last year, myself and and a large group of people, like a very, very large group of people in our school, including indigenous people, people who are Sikh, people who are Muslim, everything. We managed to come together and actually get like free gender affirming care for students. So
It's amazing.
hey, yeah.
Changes
So
lives for
so, as
real.
long- so for as long as the school, as long as any other college campuses for that school are still up, and any programs for that school are still up, the students attending them will get free gender affirming care. So that's what's
Trans
up.
rights.
Yeah, let's go.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, and so yeah, like I like to tell people, in chat, things are bad at the top, but I think at the local level, people are good people still, and they're doing their best for others as much as they can,
Hmm.
and yeah, like the support is there locally.
Yeah.
I think you just have to find it. You know,
It's
I think
always been that way, right? Kind of like community gets us through everything. And it's just a matter of like finding your people.
yeah, and I think with with electoral stuff, sometimes it's we feel helpless, right? We're just like, what am I going to change?
Hmm.
I might as well go to the soup kitchen and help out there. Like that's where the real change happens. Like, what am I going to do with these big wig politicians that up top? And I think we're made to feel helpless on purpose. That's the way I see it.
Yeah. It definitely like benefits the uh, uh, again, to use Bernie's words, the oligarchic two-party system, um, which ironically Bernie's just a part of, kind of wholesale. It benefits them to think that we have no power, our voices don't matter, that like even being politically engaged isn't important. That directly benefits them is the thing.
Yeah. Like, so, by the way, I'm not saying like don't go help at your soup kitchens. Helping at your soup kitchen is great. Like people need to do that way more,
Hmm.
right? But like I guess I was just talking about people are good people, but there's like a helplessness that like we feel when it comes to like electoralism. We feel that that's just never changed, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what the disconnect is. Because like most of the people that I know, like look, they'll be like dude, like I've never voted, like I don't vote, but like at the same time they have like the most like leftist politics out there, but they don't like tell you.
Hmm. Right.
So yeah,
Yeah. If we could just like activate everyone, you know,
yeah,
who knows?
yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Being involved with
Um,
absence if you can feels empowering and makes a difference, then more abstract federal polls doesn't. Yeah, yeah, of course. And I think like right now, what's actually very important is working in food banks. If I'm being honest, like working at a food bank, working at a soup kitchen, because like right now in Canada, anyway, we are like heading to like all-time high levels of poverty, and a lot of people are going to need food and are going to need support. So I think yeah, soup kitchens are going to be great. Um, Food banks. Um, yeah, like a lot of that, and even I used to work actually for like I used to work for a society as a volunteer, right, for people that would do elder care.
mm,
I worked with them for like 6 months, and like that's also criminally like forgotten, right?
yeah.
Like it's these free programs where disadvantaged people who can't afford nursing homes for their parents would leave their parents for a couple of hours so that they can go to work, they can do whatever they need to do, right?
Hmm.
And it would be like licensed professionals taking care of them, and then people like me would be like in the kitchen cooking food or cleaning dishes, like that. Like I think that's important as well, supporting people who take care of our most vulnerable.
Yeah, especially
I
now,
think that
like that we're like losing Medicare and Medicaid, and also Social Security and like every other social safety net that we had. Um, it's gonna be especially hard for those people who are already vulnerable.
bottom up starts with the soup kitchen from my perspective. Yeah, or shelters for unhoused people as well. You know,
Can I leave you with chat for 1 second? I just gotta pee.
leave me with chat.
Okay.
All right, all right, chat. All right, chat. Tell me what's good. What have you been doing? What have you been doing in your life? What have you been up to? Bottom ups. Yeah. Yeah, no, like, and you're 100% right, Geo Lucas. You're 100% right. Like, bottom up does start at the soup kitchen. There's a lot of things that we can do, like, at the community level. Playing too much Marvel Rivals, I feel you. I feel you. As a Punisher main, I, yeah, I know. I'm getting ready to buy a house. Yo, congratulations. Congratulations. I'm so happy for you. That's amazing. Like, buying a house. Yeah, like, buying a house is like, it, in a way, it's very much like a huge relief, right? Hey, Hash Kush, how are you doing? Laney's away for a minute, so I'm babysitting everybody. Sorry, I don't mean like that. Using as much of my energy to contribute to local non-electoral campaigns, 100%. Great, that's awesome. Hey, Yachai, and congrats, we are watching you and Laney in the other place. Yo, what up? What up? Yo, Yachai. Yo, is Larry there? Yo, what up, Larry? What's good? What's good, big homie? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well, Larry's chat. Doing good. How are you? Yo, we're chilling. We're chilling. We're chilling. Yeah. Saying hi to keep from losing my mind in the southeast U.S. I feel that. Yeah. Congrats on the deal on the diploma. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, like actually, what I ended up getting, what I ended up doing for my diploma was instead of spending a lot of money and becoming like a general, like legal, like a general lawyer, I decided to specialize in two or three things. Because those are the three things that I'm really interested in, right? Which is um, landlord and tenancy, small claims. Laney seeing a man about a horse. Yeah, yeah. And I will probably also get into immigration matters at some point as well. I will probably also get into immigration matters if I'm being honest. I think right now we are facing an immigration crisis, and immigrants are suffering the most because of terrible Canadian policies. So like I think as well, it's worth it to like step in and try to help them as well. I work with queer and house disabled people, mostly in sex workers. As much as I hate the phrase, we're only as strong as our weakest link. It's true. Yeah, I understand. I understand. I understand what you're saying. Yeah. I you know, one thing that woke me up, Lucas, is that I worked at just a general homeless shelter one time, for a couple of months, right? And it wasn't like a queer homeless shelter, it wasn't a youth homeless shelter, nothing. But like 80% of them are queer homeless youth. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, like 80% of the people that like in a general homeless shelter, you know, unhoused shelter or something, were, you know, were queer youths, and like they were kicked out by their parents. They were kicked out by their parents, and they have nowhere to go and nowhere to be.
Yeah. It's so
Like,
common. It's really sad. Um,
yeah,
like
I worked there for, yeah.
I had a my best friend growing up, and still my best friend actually, Jake, he was emancipated at 14, not because he was gay, but he was also gay. So he was just like sort of navigating young queer life by himself, and it's like a dangerous place to be, obviously, you know?
reporting myself to Marco Rubio for anti-Christian bias. Come on. Okay, but yeah, no, like for real, right? Like I have to admit, like I was ignorant, like I didn't have anything against I never had anything ever against queer people. I ended up being one, but like I didn't know what the situation was, right? Like until I started working like in an unhoused shelter, like
Mhm.
in 2013, I think. Yeah, and like yeah, like everybody there was way younger than me, and everybody there was openly queer. Like they came out to their parents and they got kicked out, or they were outed to their parents and they got kicked out. So that really set like a lot of things in perspective for me, and like and what the situation was like. It was rough.
Yeah.
Like me personally, well, should be everybody, but like I can't imagine. I can't imagine like the kind of like evil thinking you gotta have to like kick out your kids now.
Truly. Especially when like homelessness is a huge problem for the queer and trans community at large. Why would you want to accelerate that? Like,
Mhm. Yeah. And yeah, like, exactly. And I was part of this charity program for a while, and like let me connect the dots here, but like and I've done streams about it before, like raising money for them, but it's this charity that actually repurposes computers and resells them to poor queer people and immigrants.
that's
Like
awesome.
yeah, and well, it doesn't sell them. Sorry, it gives them for free. But like, but yeah, like going forward into the world, right? Like pretty much everything is going to be done on a computer, and you can't do anything without a computer.
Yeah.
And I think that's yeah, like that's part of where like marginalized people are going to get left behind. I think
Yeah. I
so.
mean, for decades already, you've needed to have a printed resume, at the least, that's been typewritten or something. Um, like that alone is like a huge fucking barrier. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
but
And
yeah,
so
like it's a whole different world online. Like you're missing so much of like e- everything, like news opportunities, like everything that could affect your life. Like,
you're pretty much missing the world, honestly. Like at
yeah,
this point, like if you're not able to get online, like you're pretty much cut off. Like you're cut off from job opportunities, from chatting, yeah, from job opportunities that are only specifically offered online, um, social services that are only offered online. So like
yeah,
you got to have a cell phone to like to even get help.
yeah. To like verify your ID for stuff online, like for services.
Yeah, so I think me personally, I think computers are an essential service, and people having them should be socialized.
Yeah,
I
100%.
think look, like let's be real. Like I paid a lot of money for my streaming setup when I had money, right? Like
Yeah,
if my streaming setup goes down today, I'm fucked. Like I'm not buying any of this back.
right.
Like I'm cooked if my streaming setup goes down. I'm not buying any of this ever.
It's a lot.
Yeah, PCs are way too expensive.
Yeah, way too fucking
Yeah,
expensive, and also somehow they're using slave labor. So that's interesting.
yeah.
Exploiting on both ends. It's good. Great.
It was, in my work, it was typically with queer, immigrant, homeless people, often with significant mental issues, illness, and other disabilities. Yeah, yeah. And a lot of it also is because like we come from families that like are very hard line. So it's like, and then on top of that, you have the culture clash too, right? Like you want to be part of Canadian American culture, but then like Some people are very hard line, like stay to your culture type of people. So yeah, it's just rough. Like the immigrant experience here is something that is something that we need to talk about more
Yeah.
about about living in between two cultures. Language barrier is huge. Yeah, living between two cultures and also being queer while living in between two cultures. Oh my God. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
Language barrier is huge. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Which is why, like, honestly, like I advocate a lot for young immigrants, right? Because they're kind of getting the worst of it, right? Young immigrants who come here, 18, 19 from their home countries, wherever,
Mm.
they're getting the worst of it because like they come here and they speak their own language and they have heavy accents or whatever, and then like there's just nobody to support them.
Yeah.
White Canadians need to stop getting away with pretending there's no racism here. Yeah, yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I mean, white Americans also pretend there's no racism here and in Canada, like in the West at large. We fixed it all. It's wild.
Yeah, yeah, and like Canada hasn't even begun to address its history of racism. Like just the level of it we haven't addressed yet. You know,
Yeah.
like it's
Did you say people are
a lot
also
of people
getting
don't.
deported from Canada? Because I've been trying to keep up with all the ones here.
Yeah, international students had their student visas revoked, which is what I mean by deported.
Damn.
Yeah, and same thing with foreign workers. They had their foreign worker visas revoked as well. And it's like you see the way that like the Canadian government words it. It words it like, oh no, we're actually doing you a favor because like when you come here, we just don't have enough room for you. It's
Oh,
not fair to you, bro.
what? What? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
There's so much
yeah.
room.
Like you're like we're. It's not fair to you, bro, because we don't have room for you. There's not enough housing.
Oh my
Like
God.
that's why you have to go back. You have to go back because we're kind.
Not kind enough to build housing, but we are kind enough to tell you to go home. Wait, you cut out.
Yeah, sorry, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're like, we're being nice to you, bro. Like that's why you gotta leave Canada to go back to a country where your program isn't even accredited. Like because we're nice.
Hmm.
There's no room for you, bro.
Yeah, we know you
Howard,
paid so much money to be here, but fuck you.
welcome in, Princess Fuji. But yeah, like yeah, but the language is more like we love you. We're so nice to you. We're just so nice to you. We like you so much that we can't have you living here in squalor. Basically, is what they're saying.
Yeah, but we're not going to
So
improve the
you
housing
can't leave.
code or build social housing, any of that.
Yeah, yeah, and so it's the same thing with the foreign workers as well. Like a lot of foreign workers here are, I think, are from Mexico and India. But like the UN put out a report saying like foreign workers here are essentially treated by farmers to like what amounts to like modern slavery, right? In Canada. And Canada, instead of like giving these people like a living wage, including them in the Employment Standards Act, anything, Canada was like, no, like, bro, you're being treated badly by us. Leave.
What the fuck?
You know, you're being treated badly by us. Like we're kicking you out for your own good.
We just realized that we're pieces of shit, and for your benefit, you should leave. And also we're nice, but
Yeah,
fuck you.
yeah, no, exactly, Ninja Can. It's like when they destroyed Africville, it's not up to code. It's not nice. It's not clean. It's dangerous. We're doing you a favor by demolishing your home. Yeah, exactly that. And by the way, thank you for like bringing up Africville because I talk about Africville all the time and like, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I
like,
remember learning about that with you.
yeah, Canada had slavery, dude. like same old regular American slavery. We don't even talk about that.
Right.
Like we
Yeah,
had
that's just
we
kind
had
of
we had
left out.
yeah, we had Jim Crow laws like anyone else.
Hey, how
Well,
did
not
those
anyone.
Nazi
I mean,
statues get there?
yeah, like we had Jim Crow laws just like the U.S. did. Like it's not like people think that just because a little line was painted on a border that like people changed on the other side of it. It's like no, like
Yeah, it's
a little bit of paint isn't.
the same colonial project, quite literally the same. It just different divisions.
Yeah, like for a lot of people that don't know, I don't think it was. Well, for a lot of people that don't know, like a lot of indigenous people and black people were held as slaves in Montreal, like same old slave labor that they were doing in the U.S. Like
Chattel slavery. Yeah.
although one of my personal heroes literally burned down all of Montreal in her escape, so that was great.
Hell yeah.
She like fucking set that whole thing on fire. So yeah. By the way, no Canadians like Quebec. Like even Canadians will admit that Quebec is racist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mitch, yeah,
Mitch
Mitch,
will say
my
that for
personal
sure.
hero.
Yeah.
Mitch, my personal hero of the 1800s who burned down Quebec. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Back Mitch. Wow, he's been around for so long.
Like, damn, boomers really know how to use Twitch
He's really with it.
like that. But yeah, no, like there's a lot of like forgotten stuff in Canada that like they're so like Canada doesn't even address it. Is the point I'm just trying to make. And so we have to like here in Canada, it's not even educating. It's not even learning. It's about like letting people know that it even happened.
Right. It's
Yeah,
just completely erased out of history. Like,
yeah.
um, I think like it's part
But
of like the nicety of Canada relies on that. Like, it's very much like an air of like just sweep it under the rug and we're gonna um not acknowledge that.
even here in Canada, one of our me personally, um, and look, like Indigenous chatters can check me all this if I'm wrong. Like Louis Riel is not spoken about enough. Like he was literally the founder of Manitoba, and he was an Indigenous person, and he did it all to protect Indigenous people from what the colonial government was doing to them, and like the Canadian government just called him a terrorist. Like he's somehow both a member of parliament and a terrorist. Like
Normal, as they are. Wait, actually,
no, no, I mentioned more like in that case. Sorry, I didn't mean like
yeah,
in general.
yeah.
Yeah,
No, that's fucked.
hey, welcome in. Yeah, no, like I was just kind of like welcome in Red Rust. I was just kind of making the point that like they don't see themselves as terrorists, but the indigenous person, supporting his community, fighting for their lives basically, and fighting for their right to self determination. He's the terrorist, so
Right. It's always projection, of the empire kind of displacing their crimes onto other people. Like you're the one breaking the law actually because I wrote it.
we just we just kill your people every day. We abuse them every day. We make them poor every day. But like, no, 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 you're actually the terrorist for not accepting that. How dare you?
Right. Maybe not a not so clean segue, but thank you for spreading information about Kashmir. I read your little post in Discord and the article, some of it. I didn't read all of it yet, but it's a very good article, and you should check it out, chat. They really have a good definition of like settler colonialism versus just colonialism. Um, where there's a really good quote that I liked that where colonialism says you work for us now, whereas settler colonialism says you leave.
Yeah, yeah, and also one thing that I want people to take away from, well, there's just many things to take away from what's happening in Kashmir, but like siding with the colonizer never works. Okay, it never gets you out of the line. You see what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
yeah, it never gets you out of the line. It doesn't protect you. It just screws you over next to the other guy. You know?
Yeah, you just like see it all autonomy basically. Is kind of it's legally uh kind of just erased the state of Kashmir, right? Is what I was understanding.
Yeah, basically in like 2019, they removed their autonomy, which allowed like the settler colonial genocide to like fucking ramp up to like infinity. Because now they're not even an autonomous state.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, and the issue was that like the reason why I said what I said was because like in India there's like a caste system, right? Like there's people at the top and people at the bottom, and a lot of the people at the top. I don't know exactly everything about this, but like the people at the top tend to be like very high caste, like Hindus and stuff like that, and the people at the bottom tend to be the indigenous people, right? Um, or even people like Dalits, Adivasis, and stuff like that. So that's the thing. But like the high caste Hindus in the area surrounding Kashmir, they identified more with Indian identity than they did with Kashmiri identity. So like what they did was they created a situation for India where like the 2019 removal of the autonomy was allowed to happen. And they thought that they would get favor with India because they were high caste Hindus and they identified with Indian identity. But then as soon as that happened, right? As soon as that happened and India kept kept destroying Kashmir, India turned to those same people that helped them and was like, I don't know you, bro. Like I don't know who you are. Sorry, like new phone, who this, you know?
Right. Yeah, every time. Fuck. Yeah, like
Yeah,
it was never going to be in service of an independent Kashmir. Like that was I think it was kind of always clear, right, that it was a settler colonial project
yeah,
intended
yeah,
to do settler colonialism.
yeah. So I'm still learning. So if I got that wrong, then like I'll retract it. But like that's just the way I understood it. Is that like people who still identified with Indian identity, like you know, sided with them, and it didn't end well. And then they ended up being marginalized themselves. So like we still feel bad for them. They're still suffering all that stuff. But
Hmm.
like we just have to see where like um why siding with the colonizer is never good. Why that never works. Why
Hmm.
appeasing them doesn't work. You know?
Larry says China has
Yeah.
good articles on the topic. If you can find English language ones on them, that would be a good place. Yeah, there's it's hard to find good information, um, especially
You can
in
check
from
that one.
Asia. Like,
You can check the Harvard Law one, which is pretty good. Like the one that I put in, that
oh
you
yeah,
put
I
in.
linked it to chat. Yeah.
Okay, okay, yeah. So yeah,
Um, yeah, no, it's it's so sad
I got
seeing like similar projects play out in so many places.
yeah in real time.
Especially the
But
weaponization of religion seems to be like a similar thread.
yeah, and for people who don't know, like a lot of high caste Hindus, which is like they subscribe to this thing. I think other streamers can tell you this better, like people who fully know the politics of India. But they subscribe to this thing called Hindutva, which is like a very, very, very extreme, like right wing version of like of in India, and they use it using Hindu aesthetics. So like in the same way that like Zionism uses marginally like Jewish aesthetics, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So it's like that, and so like a lot of people hey, thank you, Galen.
Yeah, so it's
A
like
lot of people who support
religious fundamentalism.
Yeah, and like a lot of people, a lot of Hindutvas, and a lot of very like a lot of right wing Indians actually straight up support Israel.
Mm,
Like
yeah.
it's bananas. Like they openly support Zionism,
Wow.
and they're not afraid to say
Eek.
they see Zionism as like a sister project or a brother project or whatever you want to call it. Like it is it is bananas, man.
Yeah.
So there literally is like that direct link.
Yeah.
There literally is that exact direct link because they're taking cues from one another. Is the way I've seen it.
Hmm. Yeah, similar how to Zelensky has praised Israel repeatedly and says that he wants Ukraine to be a larger Israel, which um is kind of telling. Like you want to be a larger US air carrier on land. Um but in Europe.
Yeah. So I'm going to answer Ninja Can's question quickly. Like the only people that benefit from the caste system are like high caste people, again, like I was saying, like upper class, like Hindus and that kind of stuff. Everybody else really doesn't. The way I understand it, like everyone else is the people who suffer most from it don't want to be part of it. The Adivasis don't want to be part of it. The Dalits and stuff like that. Like it's just yeah. So yeah, like it's easy. Actually, I think that being a high caste person and being a Hindutva in particular, it literally is baked into the ideology to dehumanize people. That's what I mean. The people at the bottom, the indigenous people, Muslims, Adivasis. I don't remember everybody, but the people who suffer the most like forms of violence at the result of it. You could say that they are on the on the spectrum of the caste system just because they happen to like live in the area and like that's where society places them, but like they don't like it is what I'm trying to say. They don't want to be part of it. They just are forced to. Yeah. Yeah, just said genocidal shit about Muslims in general. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, like it's wild.
It's interesting cuz like um it settler colonialism always relies on like strict divisions of like race, gender, class. Um and it's always like assigned to you. It's never it's never about self-identification. It's always about like reducing you to like your most visible identity, I guess.
And many times it's an identity you don't even damn want. You
Right.
know,
Exactly.
like, like settler colonialism denies people his gender identity all the time too. Like I'm just
Mhm.
focusing on that one thing, but like yeah,
Mhm.
but yeah, no, like it's really weird, right? Like me personally, like for anybody who supports Israel or anybody who supports Zionism, any single one of their takes about anywhere else in the world should be incredibly suspect. Like if you're seeing somebody support Israel, Zionism, whatever, and then turning around and saying Kashmir belongs to Indians, then like you know, I think most of us in this, all of us in this room, can put two and two together.
Mhm.
Like they don't suddenly become nice people for a different location.
Yeah, definitely. Any ally of Israel is suspect in my book immediately because
Yeah,
what the fuck?
yeah, yeah. But then they'll turn around and like I don't know if you want to go into this, but like they'll turn around and like concern troll about like Muslims like in other places, and it's like
Mm,
uh-huh, you know what I mean? Uh-huh, I don't know about this.
I see what you're doing. Yeah. Um,
Yeah,
man, yeah, I gotta catch more Arun streams because I know he talks about all of this a lot. But I think he said
yeah,
once something one time about how it's literally the same project, like quite literally Aryan racism, white supremacy, uh, was a byproduct in India because of British colonialism. Is that right?
yeah. Yeah, yeah. The this is just my very basic understanding of it. There was a bit of a caste system, but it wasn't like it was not enforced, and I don't think very many people. I don't think it was the same. But like when the Brits came in, they ramped that shit up to 11
Mm-hmm.
and like made it everybody's problem. Like it was part of their divide and conquer policies.
Right.
And like let's be real, Mahatma Gandhi didn't do shit about that. Okay,
Yeah.
like I hope he's looking up at him.
True.
Sorry, I don't fully understand the caste system, but I learned the other day there are thousands. Yeah, yeah, thousands of them. Yeah. So I guess I kind of imagined it as a complex hierarchical system, but you still think it's essentially just like eh, it's both. But like again, the people who benefit from it the most like oppress the people who don't, right? Like
I didn't realize there were
I've
so many
seen
casts. I didn't know that.
I've seen uh, I've seen videos of like of uh, of uh, of women who are just coming out of school and they would go and get like facial treatments that would like lighten their skin so that they would look like they're part of a different caste. You know, like that's messed up because like they did like an interview with this woman who had just come out of like a skin whitening parlor somehow, like where they use like little tattoo machines to like whiten your skin. I think it's only a temporary thing. I don't think it's a permanent thing. But like she's like, yo, like if I don't do this, you know, in my mind, like how am I gonna get married? How am I gonna get a job? How is anybody like I'm gonna get insulted in the streets? And it's just like, oh, okay, yeah.
Man.
You know, I hate that she had that she had to do that. Like it's you know,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't fully understand the caste system either. I really don't. Like people like Arun would be better to like explain it, or somebody who, or anyone who is able knows how to speak on the caste system better. But like, yeah, no, I've dealt with some of the victims of the caste system, and not easy. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
just to give like a personal story actually, because like the caste system is not entirely about colorism, but there is colorism in it, right? Um,
It's more complex, right? It's not just like our like class racial system in the West, right? Not to interrupt you.
yeah, yeah, but like so my family moved to Mauritius, right, which is like another. It's Indian adjacent. Like everybody there, is like a descendant of the Indian migrants who escaped the British and stuff like that. So like my older sister, she's adopted and she's a lot darker skinned than we are, and like that plagued her whole life. Like she would call herself ugly. She would make fun of herself. She would, you know, she would tell my mom that like she would never make it as a model because like she's too dark skinned and stuff like that. Like, sorry, I'm getting real with chat, but like, and then when it came time to like when it came like marrying, when she wanted to get married, right? Like she was looking for a partner or something like that. People like people in Mauritius will literally come to your house to check out how dark skinned you are. Like
What?
it is, yeah. Like the groom or the bride or whoever's family will literally come to your house and inspect you and like see how dark skinned you are.
Jeez.
So yeah, like that's what she's had to deal with her whole life, and so it's an offshoot of the caste system because like obviously Bollywood are reinforcing this too. Yeah, it's an offshoot of the caste system because like it's been filtered through like a Mauritian lens, which cares more about like the skin color aspect of it, right? But yeah, like I remember when I was really young, like people's family would literally come to check her out and be like, "Yo, like," and be like, "She's too dark skinned. Like, I'm not letting my son marry her."
Jeez.
Like, yeah,
That's so fucked.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
And it would be other brown people. It would be other brown people. Some people forget that the majority in India are dark skinned. Yeah, and it would be like other brown people like saying that my sister is, too dark skinned, and like that stuck with her whole life.
Yeah. I remember
Yeah.
hearing about the lots of like skin whitening creams in India and stuff like that.
Yo, major Bollywood stars used to push that. Like not even companies or whatever, because like in a lot of places in India, like the narrative actually runs around like Bollywood stars. Nausea is evil. Evil or evil? Okay. But yeah, like a lot of Bollywood stars, like large Bollywood stars who have multi-billion like people like followings and stuff. In the early 2000s, they were still pushing skin whitening creams, and they would show you like this is your skin before skin whitening, show you like a dark skinned on, and then right after it'll show you this is you after skin whitening, and it'll show you like a fluorescent on. You know?
God. It's so bad for
Yeah.
you. Like it's really bad. It's because it's just literal bleach, like actual, like some of the time, just you putting bleach on your skin or other things that lighten your skin, which it is, of course, not good for you to destroy the melanin in your skin.
One commercial, right? The commercial had like this woman walking down the street, and she was dark skinned, and all these dudes were like yelling at her and calling her names and things like, oh, like. But then she went home and then put on skin lightening cream, and then like she started getting like howls and whistles. They were like,
Jesus.
"Wow, you look great."
Yeah, like
Like
the
in a
overt sexualization, man. Wow.
yeah, yeah, the overt sexualization and the colorism, all of it, like in one 30-second commercial.
Yeah.
So that's how deep it was, like. ah. And again, like caste system is not entirely about color because like sometimes it just depends on where you are, what religion you follow, whether you're indigenous or not. Like it's just a whole bunch of things that like go into it.
Right.
Like honestly, if me and you started diving into like the caste system, we'd be here till like I don't know winter. Like
Right. Yeah, it's very interesting. But it's a lot. Your family, your
yeah,
name,
like
yeah, like all kinds of stuff. Occupation,
you and I would like
religion.
yeah, like you and I would be writing like entire volumes, and we'd be like we'd have like 85,000 cans of Monster at our desk.
Right.
Like we get nowhere.
Yeah.
So like it's a very complicated system, and like I think NinjaCan had the right idea. It involves both race and like a multitude of other factors.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, um, it's so complicated that like even me like having experienced some version of it for 35 years, like I couldn't even fathom to like explain it well.
Yeah, no, I've learned about it several times and I still couldn't really I know like the bare bones outline kind of stuff, but not really in depth. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's interesting because like we have very like similar delineations of class. Um,
Mm,
but it's not explicit, it's not like actually written.
yeah. And yeah, and most people who do not subscribe to the caste system, there's a reason why they hate Mahatma Gandhi.
Yeah.
Gandhi is like what the no like a word 10 times worse than what the U.S. pretends Martin Luther King was. Like if you want to think of it like that, he was the type where like he was the type where like he he claimed to be against the caste system, but he really did nothing for lower caste people. He did not support them, and when the British were in India, like you know, killing like lower caste people, he had this whole thing of like non-violence, right? His whole thing was like don't be violent, no matter how much they kill you, don't do nothing. And he used to chastise people for fighting back, for picking up weapons, and doing what they got to do. So like
Yeah.
a lot. you'll
And
find
that's why
that
we
a lot of
valorize him in the West because of the nonviolence specifically. It's like the best thing about him, right? But it's, I mean, resistance is
workers,
justified.
well, he did a lot more terrible things that would probably like get me TOS if I mentioned it here. So that I
Yeah,
don't want to
no,
put the channel in trouble.
that too.
No, he did a lot. But yeah, no, like so yeah, like the West is like you should look up to this guy who never fought back and allowed everybody to roll on him, allowed everybody to roll on India.
Hmm.
Like that's really what it was. And so like that's why when you talk to like you talk to Indian communists, you talk to leftists or whatever, they'll be like, no, like absolutely fuck Gandhi. He is not the representative of the country.
Hmm.
There are a lot of people who did a lot of hard work that he took credit for. So yeah, that's why I was saying like I hope he's looking up at us right now. I hope it's real nice down there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hope it's cozy, toasty.
Yeah. Hope you brought a fan. I don't know what to say. But yeah. So yeah, like, and again, actually, I don't know too much about this, but his badly divided partition plan is why is in many aspects the reason why Kashmir is the way it is right now. Like he had a hand in this. He had a hand because he did not fight back enough. He did not stop the British hard enough from like literally dividing India and like fucking like isolating Kashmir.
Damn.
And then they, yeah, they didn't draw. I can't exactly remember what it was, but the partition plans for Kashmir were not entirely drawn up. So like three places thought that they all had like all thought that they had like that they had ownership of it. So it was
Mm.
like okay, then that's where a
I
lot
don't
of it
think
came
kids
from
should
as
have
well.
food.
Hey,
Yo,
positive.
Fuck
Thank
that
you.
kid.
Thank you for
you.
the
Thank you so much for the gifty. Thank you. And I went to Speed Racer. That's a good chat
I
out.
don't know. Yeah, so like I don't know very much about it, like to be honest with you, but like that's the impression that I get is that the partition plans were very badly drawn up and Kashmir suffered for it.
Hmm. Yeah, that's
Just
what I was
yeah,
reading a little bit about too, was like it was just promised to three various groups and no one was clear on it actually, like and it just allowed
yeah,
for the settler colonial project to like kind of infiltrate.
yeah. Like none of it was actually promised to Kashmir. Like,
Right.
the people actually live there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like it's very tough. It's a very tough. So yeah, this is why I think with more education coming out, people are seeing exactly like you were mentioning before. All these things are repeating over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Like it's happening in Israel. It happened, and it's still happening. Sorry, not in Israel, in Palestine, but like it's happening here in it happened here on Turtle Island. Still happening here on Turtle Island. Same thing. You know, same thing.
Haiti.
Just change a few names around.
Yeah.
Like those students that be like, look, like you can copy my homework, but just changing stuff around. You
Right.
know.
Yeah.
So it's like
Uh,
yeah, and then like I I know we talked about this before, but like, hey Talon, what's up? I know we talked about this before, but like uh I remember was it like last year where the British were like, yo look guys, we're doing a total land back to Mauritius, and like Mauritius didn't even own that land.
oh my God.
It was the Chigo. Do you remember that?
I don't think I caught this. What?
The the Diego Garcia, which was like it's like an island that was inhabited by nobody for a while, but then people like migrated over, which was like I think maybe 1,500 or so Chagosians, Uh, and it was essentially that island was essentially stolen and colonized. And the British kind of like took it, and they allowed and the Americans use it as like their military base, like in the Indian Ocean.
Mhm.
Hey, you know, yeah, the Americans use it as like their military base, like out in the Indian Ocean. And then
One
I
of.
can't remember exactly what the hey, what else, Ty? A wild in the bushes, yeah, right.
Hi, computer.
And so like yeah, the and yeah, and like the Americans kind of like use it as like their military base in the Indian Ocean, and like and then I can't remember exactly what deal went down. Maybe their lease went up or something. But the British were like, "Yo, look, guys, we're gonna do a total land back right now and return this land to the Mauritians." And I'm like, Mauritians didn't own that land. You know, it's on the other side of the world, dude. Like Mauritians have nothing to do with this land. Like, who are you land backing to?
Right.
And turns out all it was they're giving the land to Mauritius because Mauritius was the most amenable to keep the American soldiers on for another 100 years. Like that's it.
God damn
Do
it.
not come.
Yeah.
Do not come.
Like that's all it was. And everybody was like, "Yo, this is land back. This is so great." It's like, look
No,
deeper.
not really. Not if the fucking US military is still there. Shit.
No, no, no.
For 100 years
Not God
too.
bless America. God damn America. That's
Yeah,
in the Bible.
another fucking century of fucking military occupation is not land back. That's not.
Yeah.
I love you.
And,
I am the gay
and I
man.
felt
And I
bad
love
too,
you.
right? Because I'm like, look, the people that think it's land back, they really want it to be land back. You know, like they need a W. You know, so I'm like, I felt bad in a way being the one to be like, this ain't it, bro. You know, like there are other things that are it. This isn't one of them.
What
You
a
know?
fucking
I
liar,
felt bad.
dude.
I did
What a
feel a little bad
fucking
because like
Weasley
people were
little
coming to me and they were like,
liar,
"Yo, this is a
dude.
huge
What
W,
a
man. Thank
fucking
goodness."
Weasley
I'm
little
like,
liar, dude.
I'm sorry.
Holy
I'm
shit,
sorry.
dude.
Chat is blowing me
Holy
up.
fucking shit, dude. Literally
yeah.
lying.
Hold on.
Talon, no. I don't think you can. Um,
Not anymore.
what? Well, you can't just come in chat and ask if you can have mod.
Yeah, they probably just want to have mod to do some weird shit to your channel.
Yeah. No thanks. I'm sorry. What were you saying?
No, no, I was just saying like I felt bad because like a lot of people who came to me like I'm next in line. Okay. Yeah, the people who came to me, they were genuinely happy. You know what I mean? They were like, "Yo, this is so great." You know, finally some land back. You know, like Mauritians got their land back from the British, and I was just like, look a little deeper. You know, like this isn't good.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
I'm like,
I
if the British Empire is ever doing anything, I look more.
yeah, and I felt bad because like those people genuinely wanted a W. You know, they needed a W, and I'm like, man, like I don't want to I don't want to crush your spirit. You know, but like here we are. Because
Wait,
like a lot of the people that would come,
how
sorry,
do we do how do we do weird shit to the channel? No. Do I have to unmod you? Damn it, Ninja.
damn streamer. But yeah, so like that's why like it's sometimes it kind of hurts being the only one to like know something for a minute because it's just like, man, I gotta crush your spirit, and I don't want to do that, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
I've got bad news. Have you heard the bad news?
so yeah, like the people who were coming to me were genuinely like decolonial people, and were like, man, this is great. This, like Mauritians fought back and you know got their land back, and I'm like, it's not even Mauritian land, dude. Like,
Hmm.
it's on the other side. It's on the other side of the ocean. It's not their land. Mauritians don't want it. There are people we consider indigenous to that land who were displaced.
We're just doing
And
musical chairs of land back, you see.
I think yeah, like I genuinely felt bad, you know, like because I'm like, man, I don't want to crush your spirit, you know, I don't want to do this to you.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's rough, you know, like, and yeah, and I think like now people are thankfully learning a lot about Kashmir as well, and learning about like what these people go through,
Mhm.
and it's not easy to like to read about, right? They
Mhm.
have 700,000 people occupying their land right now, like soldiers, and you know, cameras on every street. They get kidnapped and disappeared, and no one knows where they went. So, like,
Terrifying.
you know, it's yeah, it's always good to like advocate for people and do your best. Which is
Yeah.
why like I like channels like yours. You know, like you're always speaking up and you're always helping out to the best of your ability, which is what anybody can do. Yeah, like
Yeah.
it is.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I feel like so powerless, but like little things like, we just raised a bunch of money for South African and Namibian LGBTQ orgs. And that's pretty poggers. That's pretty cool, you know? It doesn't seem like a lot of money for us, but it goes a long way to keep their projects
Yeah,
going and like actually like fight legislation and like do community outreach and like win over elders in communities and stuff like that.
yeah, exactly. And yeah, that's exactly it. You know, like always do your best. You know, always support other people. Do to the best of your ability, but also be good to yourself. You know, don't blame yourself for everything that happens. Um, yeah, just
Mhm.
the best thing we can do is keep a positive mindset and you know keep pushing on.
Yeah,
Um,
it's
because
a marathon for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, um, yeah. It's about we were talking a little bit about Kashmir. Not the sweater, not the sweater. Um,
Wait, is Kashmir from Kashmir?
oh my God, it better not be.
Uh,
Yeah, but yeah, no, like northwest border in Pakistan. Yeah, yeah, it's spelled different. Yeah. But yeah, well, even when I was growing up, right? Like I didn't know anything about Kashmir, but like a lot of Indian Bollywood movies, like somebody mentioned earlier, a lot of Indian Bollywood movies are propaganda, like very well hidden, like through like an Indian lens, right? Um, a lot of Indian movies, Bollywood movies in particular, sorry, would play off Kashmir as like just mindless like terrorists, like Kashmiris, right? They would play them off as like mindless terrorists, people who like just want to see the world burn because they want to watch it burn, you know, like that level of terrible. And so
kind of like Hollywood, huh?
yeah, so like we always have to do our best to deprogram ourselves because the propaganda is it's enormous, and they're doing it on purpose. Um, yeah.
Yeah.
So Kash- Kashmiris are just like portrayed as like Muslims who just really hate Hindus for no reason whatsoever. You know, their land is only in their land is only in terror because like that's what they did to it. You know, they just couldn't live with anyone else. So like they had to like that was the vibe that like Bollywood movies were giving at the time, and it was just like nothing could be furthest from the truth.
Damn.
You know? They
Yeah.
did a poll actually in 2007 that stated that most Kashmiris don't even identify as Indian. Like, if you were to identify yourself as Indian to Kashmiris, it would be like, oh, fuck no.
Hmm.
Hey, thank you, Raptor Blue. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, like most Kashmiris, like if you identified them as Indians, like it would be like a huge insult. It's like 88% of them in 2007 said that they're Indian. They do not claim Indian identity whatsoever because of what India has done to
Yeah.
them.
Understandable.
So we got to listen to the indigenous people and what they want, right? And if 87% of them don't claim Indian identity, well then there you go, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Stop fucking forcing it on them.
Yeah. But yeah, I also wanted to say, Lainey, like I've noticed you made some great strides in Twitch lately, and you've been really putting in the work. And I've seen you like sometimes I see you at like 6 a.m. my time, and you're still going strong, and I'm like, damn, like that's powerful.
Thank you.
So I want to say, like, as much as you say that, like, you don't understand how you got here, you put in a lot of hard work. You deserve the credit.
Thank you so much. That means so much to me. Uh I really just cherish the community. Especially, like people like you. I love when I see you pop in chat and every other it's creator and chatter too. Like I just love that you're all here to like do kind of the same project, like for the same ends. To whatever extent, we may not agree on everything, but we all, I think, if you're here listening to me, you want like collective liberation. You want to achieve socialism, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And people want to achieve socialism with free ponies. You know,
Yeah.
so that's the thing. Just remember when you're going to the polls, vote for the SFPP.
Yes,
Socialism
exactly.
socialism with free pony party.
Yeah,
That's me.
the
So
best kind of socialism, the one where you get a pony.
exactly. When you vote for me, you get a new ride.
Easy, free. That's public transportation, baby.
Having trouble getting to and from the voting place? Don't worry, you can walk and then you can take a horseback.
Easy, easy.
So remember that when you're voting for me, Raptor Blue. Remember that, okay, Ninja Can, Fabuli. Remember that. Remember that when you're voting for me. Oh yeah, and so just a funny aside. When I graduated my program, I had to learn about all the weird laws that are still like available in Canada that are still accessible. Like technically, Santa can literally ride down the highway in his sleigh, and like that's perfectly legal.
What?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
anybody can be Santa, or like you have to have the credentials? Do you have to have the Santa passport?
Like just get in your sleigh, put on four reindeer. As long as you have three bells, you're good to go. You need three bells. You need three bells.
What the fuck?
You're good to go. You
That's
can
so funny.
literally ride Canada's major interstates, the major highways, in a fucking Santa sleigh.
And that should be fine. Yeah, that should cause no problem at all.
No, no, like no problems at all. And of course you gotta have four reindeers. Just remember that.
That's
Maybe
so
I'll start giving
silly.
them beads
Uh,
as we ride in December. Love that. Yeah. Like Canada has so many useless laws. Like if you own like an ice hole and somebody falls through it, like you're legally responsible for them. Well, man.
murder by a ice fishing hole.
Yeah. It's it's also illegal to paint ladders.
What? Paint
That's so
ladders?
Canadian. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Because like back then, like ladders used to be in wood, so like they would have cracks and stuff, and like painting over it might like paint over the cracks. But
What?
like that doesn't apply. You know,
That's so
like that doesn't
silly.
apply anymore. Our ladders are all steel. So,
Man,
like stupid Canadian laws. There's like a list, man.
we
Like
should really like
I have
look
like
into these and like get rid of them because like just why is it still there? Like
right. Yeah, it's so dumb. Like I Like just imagine I own a property and like some idiot like walks onto my walks onto like a frozen lake and then yeah.
Right? Like, why were you on the lake? Damn, I thought you knew that could happen.
And it's like and then like Santa can like literally drive by totally legally.
Right. W. Everything's working as designed. Law and order.
Yeah. There's like a whole bunch of laws that absolutely don't make sense. There's laws against pretending to be a spiritual medium.
Oh,
Like
well, thank God.
that means it's like okay, so then like Canada accepts that there are real spiritual mediums then? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like yeah, okay.
How do you prove it?
Sorry, witchcraft. Pretending to be a witch is illegal in Canada.
Gotta be a real one. You have to prove
Yeah,
it,
it's like a witch university.
right? Yeah, accreditation for I'm an MD of witchcraft.
Yeah. So there's a distinct difference. Canada's like if you're a real witch, you're fine. If you're a fake witch, people
Jail for
say,
you.
oh,
It's amazing.
I remember in class I was like I had a criminal conviction class and like the textbook is like this thick, right? And the teacher was like, yo, if we removed all the useless laws, like your textbook would be like a pamphlet.
Right? Yeah, like so much bullshit in there. And it's also like written in the most verbose language possible.
It's made on purpose so that people hire a legal representative. And
Yeah.
honestly, like
Yeah.
98% of the time, your legal representative doesn't understand that language either.
Yeah.
They have to look up.
It's archaic as fuck.
Yeah,
Like old ass English, dude.
it's Shakespearean.
It's even
Like
worse
like I
sometimes because like it's not even words we use anymore at all. Like like at least like most Shakespearean English is like similar to words that we use now. Like
yeah. So Red Rust, if you ever want to be a witch in Canada, you got to get papers. Okay, you got to there's like a witching university. I don't know what it's called. Maybe you got to go to Salem. Maybe like Salem is the most accredited place. I don't know. But,
it's a secret
but yeah,
underground Hogwarts type deal, but it's not made by a turf.
yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Um, yeah. So you got to be a real witch to be a Canadian witch. Okay.
Mhm.
I can't believe I just said that.
Legally accurate. That's why you follow Nabil for legally accurate takes.
Yeah. So no witching until you get accredited somehow.
Don't
Yeah,
tell
this is
anyone.
hilarious. Just imagine like just getting arrested outside for like owning your own like for owning a couple of like witching materials.
Yeah, you like bought some candles and like a crystal, and they're like, "What are you using those for?"
Yeah, we're not arresting you for being a witch. We're arresting you for being a fake witch.
Fake ass bitch.
You're going to jail for being a poser, dog. What do you mean?
Going to jail for being a white girl on Instagram, just taking pictures and not actually having a seance.
A lot of people opposite way. They were like arresting people recently, and then next thing arrested you for not being witchy enough. The Mounties were just waiting for me outside the metaphysical bookstore. This was entrapment, right? So yeah, Canada has so many laws where like if they were enacted, like we'd all be in jail. Like being real with you,
What is this
like
Kentucky state law? Oh my god. Oh, it's about snake handling. Probably because of fucking evangelicals. They do that. Shall
not
be
because they were
fined.
killing them or something.
Shall be fined not less than $50 and no more than $100.
Wasn't there a case where like yeah, wasn't there a case where like one guy literally died because like he tried to like snake charm or something?
Probably. I imagine
Oh, there
so.
is this in Canada. Yo,
There's actually a school. Let's go.
yeah. So Red Rush, you have a way like accreditation. Let's go, baby.
Did the witch school lobby the government for this law?
I think so. Red Rust, it's your way in home. So just remember, guys, you can't just be a witch like that, okay? You got to do what Red Rust is doing. There's actually a witch school. Don't kill me, man. This is how you not go to jail, you know, by actually being a witch.
A bachelor's in witchcraft.
Yes, Red Rust, it's your way in now, man. Like I gotta tell the homies about this.
The loophole.
There are so many, there's so many stupid laws in Canada, man. Like there's just a million of them.
Hmm.
Like so in Canada, like on private property, like so a building is considered private property, and you can do stunt racing on private property. So that's like when you go like 50 miles. Well, yeah, where like I guess for us it's kilometers, where you go like 50 kilometers over the speed limit, and you know you drive dangerously. Like you can do that like on private property, and you know put everybody in danger who's walking. But like you can't do it on the highway. Like on the highway, it's like then you go to jail for like 5 years.
What
You
the
know,
fuck?
like
What? So people are just like drag racing on private property?
they could.
Well, well then.
I
That's
mean,
wild.
don't do it because you'll put people in danger. But like, damn, like
Yeah.
it's just weird where like, the laws apply and where they don't, right? Like,
Hmm. I'm sure we have similar things because, like, how do we have NASCAR? Yeah, I guess like they can just kind of do whatever, burn themselves in cars.
yeah. So I see Red Rust is over here like clicking on that link real quick and like signing up to it. I see you, Red Rust. Red Rust is really going to that witch school.
Enrolling, easy. Is this how I get into Canada? Finally, a program for me.
They would never take away NASCAR. There would be complaints. Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. The NASCAR fandom is a little scary, frankly.
Yeah. Wasn't there a guy who just wore like a BLM shirt and then he got harassed for it, like one of the drivers?
Mm. Yeah, I think didn't he like
Yeah,
get fired or something?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck's
But yeah,
sake.
like this is what you get when you follow me on stream. Okay, you get like 3/4 political stuff and then random Canadian bullshit. Like that's what happens.
It's exactly what we came
Like,
for.
like this is what you'll get with me.
Yeah, are you gonna start streaming more since you're done?
Yeah, yeah. I'm starting. I'm gonna stream sometime this week. Yeah,
Awesome.
I'm trying to do more
Um,
music. I've been falling in love with more music lately. You know, so I'm trying to like play play more music for people.
Same. Yeah, I know I'm
Maybe
doing a music night Wednesday.
yeah. You know, we can broaden our horizons with the different kinds of songs that we listen to. You know.
There's so much out there and like you don't know what you don't know. And I love when chat puts me onto like a whole new genre or artist or like a music from a country I've never even heard of. Like, you know, you can't know everything. So it's good that chat knows so much.
Yeah. Like my family grew up on soca music. Um, like if you're familiar with it, like New World knows. You're in here, New World, you know. But yeah, like soca music is like this Guyanese, Trinidad, um, Jamaican reggae blend, and like it's super good to listen to. Like 99% of the songs are about how rum tastes great, but like we'll vibe with that.
I mean, it's true. It does. So,
Yeah, but like yeah, so like that's the kind of music that I grew up listening to, and like I've been trying to share more with people. Um,
oh yeah.
yeah, like soca music is great. Pretty much anything. Like I countries where I draw the line. Like sometimes like some country songs okay, but like
hmm I grew up with
some of the rest
country,
is really
so it's like it's kind of nostalgic for me. Some of it is like, it grades on my nerves because it was like, I don't know, a certain type of country, or maybe reminds me of my dad or something. I don't know, but I
Would you say
understand why people don't like it.
would you say that like you have more of an aversion to like new country versus like maybe the older, more pro union,
Mhm.
pro leftist values one? Like would you say
100%.
that?
Yeah, definitely. Like I haven't liked any new country for a long time. Yeah, like I grew up on like, I don't know, like fucking like Garth Brooks era type. It was just kind of like down home stuff.
I I thought Johnny Cash was kind of cool.
hmm
Shania Twain's alright. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I listened to Pete Seeger. Like that's old as shit.
Yeah.
But like he made that song. He made that song about John Brown, which I thought was cool.
Hell yeah. I don't know if I've heard that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just like a history of like of John Brown's life and song, um and then talking about how like it was the Confederates that were the traitors, not John Brown. Basically.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Based. Yeah, like
Yeah.
Dolly Parton, I love so much.
Yeah. Yeah. She's cool. Yeah.
John Brown's
Like
Body.
although I yeah, yeah.
I might just share this with you real quick so we can listen together.
Yeah.
John Brown's body lies a mouldering in the grave. John Brown's body lies a mouldering in the grave. John Brown's body lies a mouldering in the grave, but his soul goes marching on.
Oh my god. No, I totally have heard this. Oh my god.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. But his soul goes marching on. The stars above in heaven are looking kindly down. The stars above in heaven are looking kindly down.
Hi, Chris.
The stars above in heaven are looking kindly down on the grave of old John Brown. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
I've heard this song so many times in my life, and I don't know if anyone knew like what it was about. I didn't. It's just sitting in now.
Uh, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, like I remember the first stream I ever did, I was so nervous. Like Chris came in and said hi to me, like my first chatter.
Aw,
And then I was just like, please don't go anywhere, please.
that's so sweet. I love Chris.
Yeah,
She's
and then
awesome.
Chris like stayed and talked to me for like 5 hours, like through my first stream.
Hell yeah.
Always gonna remember. And I didn't. Yeah, exactly.
And I didn't. Oh. Yeah, she's so sweet. I fucking love Chris. Also a member of Fetch. I don't know. Have I told you about this? It's a coalition of femme and NB streamers because we don't get as much representation um, as you may have noticed.
Yeah. Is that what the charity stream was about the other day?
Yeah. Well, that was more about Hot Sauce coming back after getting banned. So she
Oh, that.
Yeah, like she got banned because lesbian in name, and it's so silly. But she did get it sorted with Twitch staff and got to keep her name. They were trying to make her change it. Anyway, she came back with a charity fundraiser for LGBTQ orgs in South Africa and Namibia because she was aware of them already and got it moving really quickly. But the I did do a bunch of like interviews and sort of like icebreakers with some members of Fetch, so you may have seen those as well.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I was in for that for the big thing where everybody was kind of like in a panel together, but like I think I must have missed the other part.
Yeah, yeah. Um, we
But that's good
also
though. That
we did
you
do
build
another
perspective.
fundraiser, yet another fundraiser. Um, there's been so much.
It's
It's
good
kind of
that
cool.
you're building. It's good that you're building a collective because that's really important. I think going forward, having a very strong friends group and people who are ideally dedicated is, it's going to save us.
Definitely.
That was
Um,
interview.
it's like
Yeah.
a pretty broad leftist coalition, but we all are kind of aligned in the project of promoting each other, kind of regardless of like if we're the same brand of Marxist Leninist or not, which is, I think, probably good for just the general, like the
Yeah.
voices available to people on leftist politics Twitch is if it's more
People,
gender diverse.
yeah. People deserve support, even if their values don't align. Ideal like entirely.
Yeah,
The more community and support to lift one another, the better. Yeah, exactly.
definitely.
And it's good that you're setting this kind of thing up now because, like, look, we're in for a rough ride, and
Definitely.
the more solidarity you can get, that's amazing.
Yeah. And like especially with like women and NBs and femmes, we're gonna have a lot of like unique issues that like I think it's good to have like a in group space. Not to exclude you guys, all you menses, but you understand.
No, I got you. I got you. Yeah, and I think that a lot of that men have historically been invited to every space, and shouldn't be offended by this.
Right.
Yeah, like men have been part of everything. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
and
I
it
love
didn't
my
well.
leftist men. We just want to seize all of the white cis hets microphones. That's all.
Yeah, yeah. So like a microphone test,
Hmm.
but like a licensing. Since like we're licensing witches now, like might as
Exactly.
well.
Exactly.
Like
Get this to Canadian Parliament.
yeah, like if witches are getting licensed, so must podcasts, man.
Absolutely. Yeah, on the Blue Yeti page you have to provide your credentials that you're not
Gotta
a
keep 'em
piece of
open.
shit. Uh,
It's
no.
true, Geo Lucas. When
Uh,
in doubt, ask a lesbian. One time, I asked a lesbian one time, and I've never had a question since after.
no,
Lesbians are
that's
great for
true.
questions.
Yeah, they have all the answers. No, it's true. 2000% Terrace on cis het microphones. Exactly.
Yeah, 100%.
um,
Yeah, and then right wing white guys have to like take an extra, have to take an extra test during the exam. That's all.
mhm. Yeah, like a human empathy test.
Yeah, yeah. And we only give them the shitty microphones.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a caste system for microphones now, but it's inverse. We are destroying the patriarchy via the podcast because honestly, Joe Rogan, why is he? Why is it? Why does it lie?
Yeah, and I feel like the reason why Joe Rogan has a fan base is because most people are fucking stupid. Like, sorry to say it like that, but like,
I
well,
think
not
maybe
not most, but
gullible or even not even gullible but prefer information that confirms their biases.
and I think part of it also is a reaction in the wrong way to like people learning that traditional media news outlets have lied to them their whole lives. But like they didn't do anything good with it. They're just like, let me just go further into this nonsense.
Mhm.
I seriously have a space of blame that I hold for Joe Rogan and Trump's election. Yeah, no, 100%.
100%. Yeah, no, that's not even, I think, a hot take because it's directly connected. The fucking Joe Rogan industry, like he just produces like
You know, same thing.
the candidate.
Aiden Ross did the same thing.
Yeah,
You know,
dude,
yeah.
fucking XQC just standing there when he was giving him the truck. That was so funny to me.
Like your typical Quebec loser. Okay, like that's
Yeah,
why Mitch is so special.
true. He is
That's why Mitch is so
unique.
important. Yeah, no, because like that's why Mitch is so important is because of like everybody else in Quebec is like XQC and like Mitch is like an anomaly. You know,
Right.
like you know, we got to keep this one safe and find out how it happened and replicate it. You know.
We have to study him in a lab.
All the base Quebecers out there, I'm just memeing now at this point, but like, yeah, you know what
Yeah.
I mean.
He's just read
Quebec
a
is
lot of
like a
theory, you know? He's very like informed, not just on current events, but also on his theoretical basis. And I don't
I,
agree on everything with Mitch, but I do respect uh, an anarchist that's well read.
yeah, yeah. Like I just mean to say that like Quebecers like X2C are a dime a dozen, sadly.
Hmm. I believe that.
Joe Rogan does that thing where he just agrees and reacts to whatever makes him the most money. I don't think he stands for anything. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he ever did, except
Joe
for
Rogan is a vocal.
liking DMT. He stood for that.
Yeah. I think I'm not even going to give him the credit for this. Well, actually, no, never mind. What I was gonna say, I'm not even gonna give him credit for it. Like, forget it. Like, no, like, Joe Rogan is just a terrible human being, like, just all around, and he has platformed some of the worst people. And the way
Yeah.
he's done that is by like just being on their, just like having them on his platform and being like, yeah, 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 and like not checking them whatsoever.
Mhm.
You know, like when you let Jordan Peterson run wild on your program, like then that's a problem. You know.
Yeah, and it's only ever Jamie pull that up for like Democrats or scientists,
Yeah.
which he also like he platforms way less. Like it's like a 1 to 9 ratio of Dems to Republicans.
Wait, who's killed Tony? Should I be getting my
Um,
witchcraft license?
Kill Tony is a comedy channel? Question mark? Something?
Oh, mhm.
I forget. Or is it a club? I don't even remember.
Just forget I said anything. Oh, okay. Yeah, Chris. Sorry, we were talking earlier about how in Canada, in order to not be prosecuted for witchcraft, you have to be a real witch. So like, you have to get a license from that university that Dark Native posted above. If you're still in here, Chris, Canada says
Mhm.
Canada says legal to be a real witch, illegal to be a fake witch.
Yep. You got to be credentialed.
Yeah, exactly, Chris. Yeah.
Only real ones. Yeah, so
What
it
is
is. It's Comedy for Nazis. It's just a YouTube channel.
okay. Yeah, no, Canada's like, yeah, we're totally gonna arrest you for witchcraft for not being good enough of a witch, you poser.
But
The
Nazis
Nazis
have
have
no
no.
humor. Yeah, that's why it's so bad.
Man, I'm glad I missed all that, man. Like, I'm glad I have no idea who Kill Tony is.
I think I just saw it on
Damn,
Rhizome's stream once, unfortunately.
seems like I missed the whole problem.
Uh, it's very, very
Well,
unfunny.
uh, yeah. Well, I mean, I figured Nazis would be unfunny. Like, that's
Yeah,
just the thing.
given.
Yeah. Like, I do remember though that like, oh man, people like Joe Rogan, the right wing, whatever. They got a lot of people killed. Like, let's not even forget about that. They
Mhm.
got a shit ton of people killed, and like, I think like we're not even addressing. People don't even address that. Like, their vaccine hesitancy, like their vaccine hesitancy, injecting like what was it, like horse steroids or something?
Yeah, fucking anti parasitic horse paste.
Yeah, like Joe Rogan has a lot of blood on his ivermectin. Yeah, Joe Rogan has a lot of blood on his hands. Same with you know uh Aiden Ross and Trump and everybody. But yeah, but I
100%.
want to bring it back. I need to look into this licensing stuff. That's crazy. Yeah, no, it's wild. There's a Canadian Witchcraft Academy, man.
Yeah, I want to go to Witch U.
But yeah, no, like but yeah, no, like we don't talk enough about how Joe Rogan literally got people killed. Like
Multiple
it's
times.
yeah,
Also, like just promoting uh the bullshit about Haitian immigrants eating animals like pets, stuff that was inciting violence, stuff like amplifying libs of TikTok stories that just like
yeah,
directly got bomb threats to children's hospitals, like so many instances.
yeah. Like he's not just like a vocally dangerous person. Like like we're both saying, he's put people's lives in danger, gotten them killed. I've heard stories of people like on their deathbed saying they follow Joe Rogan's like vaccine hesitancy, and there's nothing we can do about them anymore for them. Sorry.
Yeah, it's so
Yeah,
sad. Like the
and
most watched podcast, and there's just no consequences, no fact checks, no one gives a shit.
yeah, even like well, not even, but like especially right wing red pill men too. Like they put queer people, femmes in danger like every day, and like just by what they do. You know, they validate the most toxic people and give them like a sense of entitlement, and you know put a lot of vulnerable people in danger. Like they'll like they wash their hands of it because they're just like, oh, I'm just talking, but like your words have an effect. Otherwise, none of us would be doing anything here either. You know what I mean? Like none of us would be like leftists on Twitch being like advocating for leftist values if we thought that our words didn't mean anything.
Hmm.
Like, sorry, I didn't mean to make like that direct connection, but there those people will say like, oh, I'm just here, I'm just talking, I'm just spreading my opinion. But it's like no, like your opinion has an effect on people, good or bad. You got to watch what you say.
Yeah,
But
it
yeah,
matters a lot actually. Like the Trump administration is telling us in no uncertain terms that our speech matters very much. And if it doesn't align with the administration or with Israel, then we're fucking out. We are target number one. Which, it's because our voices do matter.
yeah. That's why they want to shut you down.
Right.
You know, that's why. That's part of the reason why I think lesbian hot sauce gets got what was it, suspended for a while. Fuck the owners of Spotify, yeah. And
Hmm.
that's why you and I, like, we got to watch what we say all the time because it's just like, okay, how do I say what I want to say without getting Twitch or whatever to, like, knock on my door,
Right. Yeah, so
right?
many eggshells to step on, whereas, yeah, Rogan can say on anything on Spotify without consequence, because he rakes in the billions.
I put a queer tag on my Twitch and I got demonetized.
Yep.
uh, Most people who go to my stream, like when you go, sometime during the week, you won't get ads whether you're subbed or not.
Yeah, I don't think I've had ads for a minute. I took off the politics tag and they dinged me. So I have to keep it on now.
Yeah, so I mean, like for me, I think it's better because like I know people out there definitely make their money off of ad revenue and stuff like that, and that's a huge blow. So, and I'm not negating that at all. I'm
Mm,
just saying that I didn't get enough views for my ad revenue to matter.
me
So like,
either. I never got a lot.
okay, yeah, I'm like okay, like I'm not gonna
I would
get
rather
mad
people
about
didn't see military ads, frankly.
it. Exactly. I killed ads on my channel because they weren't paying shit anyway. I'm keeping my tags. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, and for me, it's more like an accessibility thing. So it's like the more people can access my stream, the better. Like I don't, I don't think it's fair, honestly, for you to have to pay $10 to skip like 30 seconds of ads or whatever. So like okay, forget it.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Not worth it. Like the only reason you would subscribe to my stream now is if you like my emotes. Like that's it.
Right.
If
Yeah, or just like want to
you like
support. Like,
if the emotes are fire, then subscribe. Otherwise, you're not gonna get ads, so you don't have to worry about that. You don't got, yeah, and you don't have to save anybody from the ad man.
yeah.
But yeah,
I should
I'm
probably
really
like
glad. Like
stop using Spotify, but like what do you what do you guys use instead? Like, I don't know what's better.
like Google Premium or something. Is that the only other one?
Yeah, I mean Apple, I guess. Pandora.
Pandora. Okay. Like do all women rant? Okay. Do all artists do a lot of artists like put their music on it out of Oakland? Okay.
Yeah, my problem with Pandora was that it was all like I don't know, like mainstream top 50 shit I got most of the time
Like on Bandcamp?
on Pandora.
Ah, okay, okay. Yeah.
Um Bandcamp,
And
yeah, it's good.
I thought Bandcamp was kind of cool, but like it didn't. There wasn't a lot of music on it. Like I think it's still very new, right? I don't know.
It's like indie music primarily, I think.
Oh, okay, okay. Because like I think on Bandcamp you can actually set how much you want to pay for somebody's album, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. A lot of mainstream artists are on that now. Yeah.
Okay.
My Nightbot, YouTube, and SoundCloud. Okay, cool. But I also got to say though, like I don't generally like mainstream music as much. Um, but the Sinners soundtrack for that movie was great.
I've heard so much about this movie.
So good.
I gotta see it.
Yeah, there's a couple of songs on the soundtrack that are just like really, really, really well done. You can tell like a lot of heart and soul went into that.
Hell yeah. I love a good soundtrack.
Yeah. Soundtracks are the key to the movie, in my opinion.
Yeah. It definitely like makes it or breaks it.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I gotta go, but like it's been good to be on your stream, Amy. Thank you again for inviting me on.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for being here. It's been a great chat. And again, congratulations on the diploma. It's so cool, and I hope you do get the jobs that you want in the clinic stuff.
Yeah.
I hope you have a great night.
And thank you. I'll be in your stream anyway. So
Cool. Right on.
all
Have a
right.
good
See
one.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Beep pew. Lovely. Very good. Okay.